Game time, baby. NSN versus Mongols, and it's me. I was about to call myself Michael Yumi Cassidy. Michael, I'm out of it, Michael. I'm out of it. It's been so long.
All right. Well, first map, NSN's pick in the series as well, and it's Inferno, and they get to start on the T side. Courtesy them picking the map, they don't get to choose which side it is. That's just how it be. Now I'm a little thrown off as well. It's a little slow in the pistol, I will say. There's been a lot of fast pistols typically in Asian Counter-Strike, and there is at least some action happening on the map, but that's the lurker over at A being found, and the B play for NSN is coming in.
Well, no rotations from the Mongols yet. I haven't recognized that's just a lurker. Finally, Magnum start making a move over, but already Hobbit is occupied and Stardust is goosh. He is low and likely going to be gone soon with his ammo running out as well. Rotations come in. 3 players on the bomb side. NCL yet to frag, but as I say, that finds Wenzi. Bomb cannot go down. Risk is fighting his way out of it, though, and maybe it can. Still, 2 players in CT spawn. No smokes to cover, so the plant will not come through. Ruben has to clutch. He's got 1. Can he make it 2? No, not quite. Getting closer and closer to it, but bullets are running low. Only a magazine left, and Sogu, well, he'll make quick work of him.
Yeah, that last little fight there for Ruben, if he'd been able to find it, obviously that really works in his favor, but as soon as he has to commit to that reload, the fight advantage that he might have had is immediately gone. The Mongols, good recovery. You know, they lose out in one of these, or they deal with the A play, but then they get swarmed on that B bomb site, but all the rotates come in on time with NCL getting the alleviating that pressure. It's nice to see that Mongols were kind of on it from the start.
Always super important to take down the lurker and Inferno anyway. I feel like even more so in pistol rounds. So,
Much
off
push
to a
and
good
pull.
start. Ooh, speaking of push and pull, Miami SL have pushed NCL over the edge, but that just gives Stardust a chance for an eco ace, not one that is capitalized upon. Risk now with an M4. A little bit more damage would go a long way. It's just a, not quite a Glock round. Of course, there is a Deagle, but generally speaking, very low investment, and getting 2 kills is not bad.
Yeah, they had techs, they had upgraded pistols, and even though they overwhelmed one, they didn't deal with both. That's the problem.
They didn't recover the M4 either.
Yeah, I think just a little too far away, maybe. Oh well, kind of how the round was expected to go, but Stardust overperforming in a solitary position over at B did definitely save Mongols the trouble of having to retake a bomb site and maybe have to worry about rifles as well in the late round. Still puts their money in not a great spot, so losing opening fights is not ideal. 1-for-1 with the MP9 does mean that rifle can maybe be retrieved and they can fall back after, and the nade as well to find another.
Another nade. Oh. Wendy's going to reveal himself soon. Spots out the head over the smoke, but he's not landing any shots. Those bullets are magnetic, but the kind where they're the same poles. And they just very much repel each other.
I was a little worried for Mongols coming into this round because of the damage they'd taken in the previous. Sometimes you don't have all the utility that you kind of want. Good to see that they still deployed all the protocol nade sets and were able to capitalize on such. NSN being this man down, they do feel a little boxed in here as well. They've given up a lot of that mid-control. They haven't been keeping an eye on the apartments. Mongols could have actually probed for information a lot earlier than they will actually do on the CT side. So, limited options, B, all they've really got.
Not quite a contact call. They will be trucking out that utility first. The Molotov, they can clear out new box, forces NCL back, and Sogu's doing some serious damage. NCL set up for the strike, but instead, it's a gutter ball. Not quite able to line them up.
Yeah.
Risk and Miami now in a 2-on-2.
Nice little double kill, but really difficult position to be in. A redeployed smoke over towards CT is actually going to, I think, help Mongols out here because it will deny numbers assessments from the T side.
Miami inching in, and he's just eliminated. Risk is all alone yet again, but this time the bomb is down, so chances looking a little bit better. Dodges out the brunt of that grenade, although I say that he does end up being chunked out the window. Quick peek out, gets the first, not quite in time for Yami to be out of place, and he is good for the trade. Nicely done from the Mongols, but I have to say, NSN, the fact that they're given space to get onto that bomb site like that, that could have gone very poorly if there was, if the MP9 and the M4 were switched around on the bomb site.
Could have definitely been a different story, that's for sure. I do think, though, that, when it came to that 2-on-2, it's such a hard call to make to deploy utility to try and buy time on the site because they wanted to, like, reset positions. But you even saw in the 1v2 there, just a little concerned about where that secondary player was. There was never any information confirmed for NSN, but it rotates for Mongols in the late round. And up and walk down mid was the play here for Mongols. They have not only found one, but as well the backstab. Wenzi unsure and unknowing of the fact that they were down middle. And they have gone very aggressive for this rifle round, but have been able to take a lot of the players out of the equation. Not exactly for free, though. It's come at a pretty heavy detriment. Losing an extra player as well would be very poor. Don't think they're going to allow that opportunity, though. They're very cognizant of the Aristo idea of sitting behind this smoke. In fact, they'll add an extra one. Have
Mongols,
that.
definitely having their economy whittled down a little bit. If Aristo gets a kill here, things get pretty dangerous for the next gun round when you think about it. The smoke's gonna be fading. NCL is doing due diligence, though, and spamming right through it. So they will keep the requisite 3 alive, at the very least. But sort of reminds me of your first ever payday. You spend it very quickly. Question is, can they keep earning?
I bought this new handbag, but food? Oh my god, what about food? I forgot.
I can have some ramen.
It'll have to do.
Faster play this time over, just trying to get some quick brackets control. Magnums misses his shot, and a grenade's not going to be enough risk. Sure, he'll be tagged down, but they're going to keep on going. A drive-by. Sogu, however, is the one shooting down cars. Okay.
Oh dear. They can actually afford to slow down here if they want on NSN, but the fact that their utility is minimal into the late round, they do want to just capitalize on this here and now. And Yami, you could see, just tried to stay alive, was hoping that they wouldn't be able to clear him, wouldn't take that risk, that leap into the pit and just take the site instead. Now they've got a man advantage. This could be the opportunity for Mongols to save because that economy had been whittled down so low.
Nice call from NSN coming out. This is one of those times where you'd love to be just a fly on the wall and find out, hey, is that call just in reaction to we're not winning post plants, we want to do something quickly early on, or is that maybe a call that, hey, they're being quite slow at rotation, they might be starting 3 players on B early on as well, so let's just try and find out about that as well.
Yeah, I think that's fairly likely. You consider some of the early rounds that they had where they were getting bombarded by utility. They had 3 nades thrown over at Banana, and even with them, finding a potential kill, there was still extra utility available. So there is definitely an understanding that someone is either going over to be early to drop utility, or they're actually committing their physical being there as well in the early stages of the round. So I agree. Just the fact that they were able to just make a call like that and just take that leap of faith, because the Mongols might not have done this every single round. You can see them now setting up for 3 over at A, just to kind of reset the conditioning, I suppose, on NSN.
Ooh. Oh, that's a good play. That is very troublesome.
Actually, it was a little underwhelming. Does put them in one-shot headshot.
True. I'm actually a little bit surprised that Wenzi didn't take more damage, actually.
Yeah, it was just kind of like, it was like 15. Okay, they're trying to make up for it now with extra util.
But it seems like everything's underwhelming except for Wenzi on that AK. Finds them the advantage. Not quite for free, but it's a price they're willing to pay.
Given this fight, Yami's been waiting for it all day. Boosted up so much earlier, and Miami's one of those players that did take damage from the early U-tilt.
Yami's got to be careful. This looks like a double swing's coming over, and pretty soon. Well, they do have the flashes to actually flash them out and peek this properly, and problem is they've only got 3 of them, so scaling in, you never know where the pit player is going to be and whatnot as well. Yami could be able to take advantage of negligence. They've crossed past, and they are checking on their way back, but Yami misses the timing. They've threaded the needle, gone through arches. Yami's position suddenly a lot less effective, but he's still good for 1 as Wenzi gets eliminated. Now he can go for the flank. Yami gets another in the meanwhile. Back to apartments he goes, ready to quickly flush out anyone from Bit with that incendiary. But Magnums, he's on the case. The case, however, might be shut pretty soon if they're not able to get a quick kill. Yami One leading in. Molotov lined up. Ruben ready to evade and not giving over even a sound cue, but Stardust finds him ducked out. Risk will get one from inside the site. Aristo eliminated and Risk to follow. Mongols. Great retake coming out off the back of Yami's positioning.
Yeah, the fact that he was just able to not only get that first kill in through middle, sure, he missed the timing on them actually wrapping through the arches, but makes about the best play he can in the situation. You know, deals with the late come up mid as well as the apartments player, and then just plays ring around the rosy. He's constantly a thorn in their side. You could see NSN trapped in the bomb site. These two players that just couldn't move an inch from their plant spot as well as the back of the site. And it just meant that they couldn't keep eyes on some of these retake angles. They had to worry about 3 different retake positions in an instant, just as they got that bomb down. So, Mongols really on top of it, and it was really just Yami playing all over the shot that made it difficult.
Oh, he's got 2, Michael.
Excuse me? Can't believe Stardust goes to challenge that as well.
Grenades softening up Sogu a little bit as well. Flashbang in. Oh man, this is just Sogu coming through and bailing them out with individual dominance.
Feeling a little reminiscent to that pistols buy from NSN. They get an early advantage and then all of a sudden try and swing around that corner only to be met by double headshots.
Keep scoped in, but he missed the shot, and he's got no cover for his teammate anymore. Yami will swing out another 3K on the menu for him. 9-3. Now he is having a game.
They started that round 5-on-3. Like, we're looking at Wenzi get this kill on NCL, who gets maybe a little too aggressive. You know, there's flashes being exchanged over towards Banana. Wenzi gets a Hail Mary kill through the smoke as well, on a challenge that I wouldn't have expected Stardust to have even taken. But then it's just multi-kills on either side of the map. NSN, a huge ball to have been dropped, because that could have been a moment where we start to see some build-up because of the money situation for the Mongols. But alas, not to be. Risk has found an opener, though, coming into round number 8 on the AWP. So there is still certainly chances, but because there's this divide now on both sites, there should be an initiative push by the Mongols at some point or another on either side of the map. Whether it is the apartments, you can see them now doubling up, or even actually just fighting out in the open over at B, just chancing the fact that NSN might just take that duel. You see the hesitance from NSN now after just dropping the 5-on-3. They are just grouping up in packs to make sure that they don't lose that advantage again.
They don't have much utility to scale onto this bomb site, though. And with Stardust having a Molotov smoke, this is going to be rough. Oh, Risk elbow spotted. Risk is gone. Another chance for him lost out. And now with the smoke down, Molotov, I'm sure, soon to follow. It is a little bit slow, though, so they're going to be allowed to cross. But the MP9 inside the oranges is going to keep them at bay. Wenzi to trade. He's been one of the few people giving them some sort of win conditions in these past few rounds. Question is, can he actually close out on those conditions? Yeah,
been entry killing and now has to potentially clutch back for the NSN squad 2-on-2, and they still have smokes as well to allow them into the site. Oh my god.
Not too much damage, but it's enough to make Ruben sweat that grenade as well. Just off the mark by a little bit, but Sogu doesn't miss nades or shots. He's going to keep on going, and Yami's there on the cover. Risk, take some notes.
Oh my days. I can't believe he lined that spam up perfectly. That was excellent to see. And the thing is, like, even a small move like that, sure, it didn't do that much damage, but you kind of called it right. It kind of puts them in a position where they're susceptible to getting single-naded, and Ruben just tanks it right on the head. Good stuff. Really good stuff. I think the Mongols, I have to say, right now, their protocols do look quite uniform. I think they're pretty much on the same page as to what they want to do and what their reactions are going to be in these late round scenarios, even if they are down men. Whether it was that sort of group up and potentially push for extremities or playing like an off angle. I love that they're just keeping a tight formation and playing together in these situations, especially when they've been winning a lot of these sort of straight up fights. They're, I think, confident that they can win these duels enough that, you know, playing a tricky angle or two, you maybe only expect to get away with one in sort of, if NSN were maybe more on ball, but considering the disparity that we've seen in some of the fights so far, Mongols willing to take the extra risk and maybe get away with 2.
Getting ready for what looks to be a quick bracket stake. Flashbang is good. Magnums misses his shot. They're going to peek out, take the undershelter player first. Magnums will be afforded a quick chance to refrag, and that's bad spacing, and Magnums will exploit it. Though re-peeking into risk will finally be the punishment, although that's just a setup for Yami, who doesn't know Miami is right around the corner. Miami's going to keep things going. Of course, now he is the solitary Miami compared to last season where there were two of them. So he's got a lot on his shoulders.
Eating for two.
Generally not the context where that phrase is used.
I know. Smokes, flashes, and kits available here for the Mongols on this retake, and they're just being so quiet, so slow about their approach. Look at them just not peeking anything here on the NSN side. Smoke down as well, isolates his pit player, and will be left to his own devices. Miami does not feast on anything, not a dime. Wenzi round the smoke does find the kill, but they're on the defuse, and NCL sticking it all the way through. Wenzi didn't line up the spam, and he couldn't. Oh, it's a heartbreaking loss, but an 8th nonetheless for the Mongols. With no survivors, they'll win it.
And man, that's where you even see Mongols making a couple of those mistakes mid-round, which maybe, we haven't really seen so far. Magnum's going for that re-peak, ending up falling to risk. Sure, he sets up for Yami, but that's just a quick series of trades that ends up in a 2-on-2 as well. This is just sort of one of those situations. And not to mention, Michael, if we're talking about mistakes, it isn't very often that NSN play out the beginning of the round in a major mistake themselves either. That first wide swing out from Boiler being caught out by Magnums over there.
Yeah.
Very surprising to me. I'm not going to lie to you.
They've been playing very, I think, respectfully in that respect, right? Like, they haven't been taking a lot of these, I want to say ego challenges, but just like, I'll swing out, I'll win this fight. They've understood that Mongols, I think, have been shooting better at the start of this game, and so they've been trying to use as much util, I think, to round some of these corners because they've been punished so many times already.
Well, the one thing good for them is, of course, that if we're looking for silver linings, is that there's not very much lining the wallets of Mongols right now. So, any point could be a turnaround to like a 9-6 half or something on those lines, but those points need to come soon. Otherwise, those possibilities become non-existent. Wenzi tagged up inside the smoke, but they're not quite sure where he is. He's going to be given an opportunity, but that's just one to fall to his death. Magnums, while blind, catches out Miami. Beautiful stuff from him.
They just can't catch a break. Whether it's getting tagged through smoke, they heard the audio cue, so they were very, very cognizant of him sitting behind it, or even flash kills. Mongols getting away with everything at the moment. Ruh-roh. Here comes something extra.
Oh, well, actually, Yami turns away, but the refranks are fantastic. Aristo all alone now, 14 HP. Yeah, he's got nothing to do here now, just wondering, does he want to save? How's he going to be playing this one out? Because, honestly, this kind of destroys your money a little bit. Wenzi can drop to a few players if you're looking for a force play, and the one round they did win was one where they had a proper full set strat, where from, looked like it was called from spawn, you're going for a fast play, you're getting some quick map control, and then going into the bomb site off of it as well. So maybe something like that.
Yeah, the change of pace really catching out the Mongols was all that we've seen so far in terms of successes. It is a shame because I think the sort of added structure that I think we're kind of hoping to see from NSN sort of develop from season to season, it does look a little bit more in place, but they've also just been, I think, easing off of, like, sort of relaxing their grip on the wheel in some of these rounds where they actually do have themselves in a driving, in like a forward driving position.
It does sort of look like they're just coming out and saying, okay, we know what we're going to do in the very beginning, and then we'll figure things out in the mid-round.
Yeah, and they've been finding some good advantages in the beginning, right? And
yes.
I think that's maybe what's leading to a little bit more laissez-faire.
Fully flashed up. Maybe this is the call, Michael. Quick banana take could be coming through, but only Ruben to take the charge because they've been separated by a group of Molotovs. Ruben, right up close and personal with the Tech 9, can be lethal, and that's exactly what he is, but he's short and sweet. Wenzi, long and strong.
Yeah, he's been so good at taking these fights over banana. Well, he has been, I mean, you look at his score and he's like 8-8. He's not doing that sick. But he has been finding entries. He's been on double entries sometimes. Hasn't always converted into round wins, as you can see. But a real opportunity at it now. Stardust alone on B, and util being thrown over to try and feign some presence. Now one extra does confirm, I think.
No time for Stardust to play around. He's setting up for a big play of his own, and shot being missed, but also by him. Actually, Miami's the one lined up. Wenzi now right out in the open. The flashbang of his teammate is what actually blinds him up. Some miscommunication, very rare on the retake. But Mongolz still going to try and go for it. No, rather are they?
I mean, it looks like they're going to. Their money's on a great position, but they would have enough to still cobble together something into the next round. Ideally, they save this AWP at a very minimum, but MongolZ, you can see, even he's trying to take the forward face and punished immediately. I don't know that Yami really commits to this. Half that timer already gone. Set up for exit seems to be the play from here on out. This is a second round win here from NSN, and it's from the style that we've seen all game long. It wasn't something super fast. They I think, attempted to go for a more speedy approach, but then were met with some utility, so immediately sort of slowed things down. But the Mongols wanted to keep challenging Banana, and they got punished for it.
Interestingly enough, I think this is also one of the first times we've truly seen Mongolz' hesitation to rotate really punished, because before what was happening was that the side players or at the anchor, or if they were two alive, they would always get enough players to make it an even situation, and then Mongolz would win on the retake. This is one of the first times, you know, the players felt pressure to make a move in a 2-on-3, try and even the situation before they go for something on those lines, etc. So it should be interesting to see how this sort of ends up working about. Wenzi smokes himself off right down next to the logs, and he's going for a spam over them, but not finding anything this time.
Stardust still hanging around. Oh my, yeah, well, maybe shouldn't have. Hindsight is 20/20.
Death is 0-20, as he is discovering right now.
Well, now real dangers lie once again at a 5-on-3. We've seen NSN in a position like this before. They didn't win it, but
this does seem, sorry to cut you off, Michael. This does seem a little bit different though, because you do, of course, still have the lurker over towards the B side. They're experimenting a little bit more. They've got a lot of time left. Problem is, utility isn't really there. So we're gonna have to wait to see how this one materializes. Magnum scoped in, very wide out. He is really relying on coming out with a multi-kill, and he is not able to get one. Now, down to the solitary player over here on the A side, and they know it because the B-bomb side player, NCL, reveals himself with a quick kill. Sogu has to hold down the fort. He's going for more, not being closed in upon. Finally, risks up, will strike true.
Oh, NCL now left in a 1-on-2. Smoke just fading over towards Moto, but the AWP of Risk is already in mini pit and spotted that little mushroom cap sticking out, and Risk, oh, gets a chance at it. Will miss the first, but Ruben will still find it right back. Really dangerous stuff, especially with Risk being put in this heavy pressure position, because as soon as he misses that shot, that's the cue for NCL to sort of bridge that gap. But there really was a window there where you thought Sogu might just pull off a multi-kill from the pit. You could see NSN struggling to sort of track down that trade. But still tying the bow on top on around where they found those two opening picks. And look at that Mongolz money. It has run dry. They're on USPs and standard issues for round 13. Felt like their economy was always on this like knife's edge for like the whole half. So it's about time.
What is going on here?
Who is that? Who is that doing laps over his teammates?
The loss bonus is also pretty bad, let's not forget. So it's not even like the next round is going to be all that much better. So saving an AK is super important there. Miami might not want to be lurking into 5 pistols.
A bit of a jump scare, like, oh my god, I'm exposed. That should be the objective now that they've got their hands on that AK. Try and do some more damage, see if they get their hands on more weapons. If they can find Risk as well, I mean they're gonna go for it anyway. They've got less to lose than NSN do.
NSN's definitely got a lot to lose, and Ruben is losing it. They might be losing a round as well with how this is going. The trades are coming in. They're all over the place. Aristo's the one man left. Talk about a 5-on-3, Michael. This might be a 4-on-5, but I'd say this is slightly more lopsided. Stardust reveals his off at the very least. Aristo reveals his position. AK swinging in. Looks to be saving the day. Sogu will at least back off, lean in, and Should I just go for the exit kill? Aristo's death is pretty much guaranteed at this stage. Sogu might have wanted to save that AK full.
Oh, God. Thank goodness. Call Aristo the barista instead. This man's whipping up cappuccinos with the Mongols players in a round that looked so dangerous, man. Like, they only have standard issue pistols. It shouldn't have come as close as that, but you saw the panic sort of start to set in on the NSN players. Like, wait a second, were we getting pressured over a banana and our Opera's in trouble? Let's just all throw our bodies at the problem. Oh, they've got like 4 players here as well. This is could have been a death sentence, and maybe should have been, with NSN really finding themselves in a troublesome position, but being bailed out.
Troublesome is putting it lightly.
They'll take what they can get, man. They've had some, I think, pretty sad rounds lost already here on NSN, so when we get to that second half, put all that behind you. If you can get yourself into sort of a 9-6, 10-5 scenario, or this could be like a 12-3 half.
Well, no AWP this time for Magnum, so at the very least there is some hindrances available. I'm curious to see whether or not they end up saving their utility a little bit further. Of course, last few rounds we've seen them get awfully close to crunch time, never have any util left for post plants, and even right now it looks like the most they should have is 1 smoke, so they better get these kills and get them cleanly. Yeah, this could be dangerous.
Yeah, pacing on this is going to be quick here from NSN, but they build the boost just in time, and with Stardust getting all 3 of these kills on the move towards B, NSN have been stopped in their tracks, but only for a moment. Smokes are down CT, so is the one on Coffins, but they lose an extra. Bomb dropped inside of that smoke, and so Risk has to move himself over it just to try and retrieve the bomb, but he's susceptible to spam. Oh, that boost coming in from Stardust. I thought it was going to be mistimed with the utility coming in from NSN. He's just going to get shot in the back, but he gets around that corner, and NSN weren't clearing for it.
No, this is definitely getting into dangerous territory because of that boost. I mean, the reaction play is perfect, and now you start to look back towards that eco round where Sogu, sort of commits, make sure there's no AK saved on NSN either. That is coming back to haunt the T-side economy. You don't have their Molotovs, you don't have your flashes, you don't have your guns.
Yeah.
And you sure as hell don't have a set strat for this situation because Wenzi's down and he's been your main man.
I feel like I've seen this picture before. Lose kill over at B, try and get a reaction out of the A players, and then Magnum's there with the AWP. See if Magnum gets another, and will.
Yeah.
Risk tried the same deal, but a little slower, tried the crouch peek. Hope Magnum's had run away, given up some space, just said, 5-on-3, that's enough. But this man wants a triple kill.
Might just end up getting it. Miami doesn't have much of a choice over here. Even a quick shot to the head, not really enough to save you in these situations.
Come on, Magnums wants the triple kill. Could find 4.
I mean, if they mess up the swing, that's for sure. 40 seconds, they need to make a move. No one from the CTs is taking a bite on this hook. You can't reel him in. Magnums, though, misses out a shot. No one here to cover him off, and no one coming to help him out. Aristo will stop the triple, but I don't know if he can stop the train that is about to run over them in Sogu and Yami. These 2 players can just absolutely demolish even through that smoke. The bomb is dropped. 20 seconds. Miami can end up getting 1 in return, but a 4K to clutch things out. A bit much to ask with this little time left as well. The push through the smoke, and Yami is the one to close it. 11-4. We're off to a break. We'll be back with the second half in just a bit. A lot of great beginnings for these rounds that we've seen NSN play so far. Not so many happy endings. Question is, where is this map ending? We're back into things, and Mongols are starting off with 2 sets of utility on their T-side pistol.
Ooh, Risk already challenging towards second mid gives them information, and with Aristo there to counter any sort of a rush play that the Mongols may have organized here over towards mid. There was a contingency in place here for NSN. Nade in as well for a bit of pressure over at B. Still no confirmation on numbers for the Mongols, and no acceleration either with what little info they do have. There is a smoke down at B, so there has been a probing player in Risk down mid here for NSN.
This could end up being really nice for them. The pick and drop coming out, but it's actually just a quick pickup from Arisa. Risk is going to keep it going. Not quite able to chain 2 together, but he at least guarantees the retreat of his teammate, and now NSN are in a great position. Although I have said that quite a few times so far.
Yeah, they just need to work on the composure of actually pulling rounds that look like advantages into actual successes. Ruben, damage exchange, and Wenzi is making headway into this bomb site. Molotov into his position, does push him out into the open, but Wenzi hitting shot after shot. Oh man, Wenzi has been so damn good here for NSN and hits the 2 crucial he needs to for Ruben to finish it off.
Wenzi has truly been the savior for this team so far. I know he's just now coming to the top of the scoreboard, aligning himself with Risk, but I have to say Risk's shot are... like the calories that Wenzi is packing are insane. It's like when you read the nutritional contents of a teaspoon of olive oil. You're wondering, how the hell does it have that much to it? But that's just Wenzi's kills.
Yeah, a lot of the time Wenzi was instigating action and actually like causing people to sort of move into the crossfire of Risk, I think, quite a few times. You know, on some of these late mid challenges or sort of slow peaks that Magnums was doing in the early stages of the first half. So he's definitely pulling his weight. Oh, a little awkward there. Player's not even looking at Magnums. He can't finish off the job. Aristo does save his teammate in the end. Nothing else of real contest over on the Mongol side. They had a Deeg, they had a P250, and, well, now they only have a P250 and 2 extra bodies around it.
It's always really interesting to see T-sides invest into a Deagle and P250 without any armor in the second round, because it really does botch up the economy for the next one. So unless Magnums was going for a scout, he actually needed 1 kill at the very least. So I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of a buy they'll be putting together in the next one.
You can still go like Galil, head armor, some extra util. I think it's okay. Things are a little topsy-turvy, that's for sure. You don't go for like sort of ideal first gun rounds on T-side sometimes. Just depends what you're prepared to do. I think we've seen quite a few teams take the sort of like more greedy approach of just saving and go for optimal weaponry just so that you know that you have everything you need to work off of what you did in practice. But considering the Mongols have been fairly fight or flight and have been winning a lot of those fights, they may just fly away with a round lead over into the second half as well. Risk, getting run down over at the arches. Sogu takes a lot of damage, but it's still a 1-0.
And man, I mean, he's been hurt. NCL knows exactly where he is. He's not fooling anyone with that smoke. 1-0 now, down to 2. Turns out Mongols can just contact in even if they don't have too much utility, and it ends up working out for them. I have to say, Risk is really living up to his name.
Sometimes you do have to, just for a biscuit of unknown descriptions.
Do you have a favorite biscuit, Michael?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. I think like Digestive's dark chocolate is probably like a...
Okay, those are pretty legit. I will agree with you.
All right.
I like I had these like God, it must have been like 20 years ago or something now, but I had these biscuits once. They're like these cubes filled with chocolate, which are very interesting. Like, I don't know what they're, maybe like a, might be something called a biscotti or biscotti. I don't know. It was some weird Italian sounding name that
It sounded fancy
and
and it tasted fancy then.
Yeah. It was great. Never got to have it again.
Well, there's a good amount of good tastings here for the Mongols. Don't really know how I was supposed to segue that one, I'll be honest.
They've been getting all the biscuits.
And with less of the riskets.
Indeed. Risk now on the AWP though, so let's see what he's got to offer us here. 3 players early on the B bomb side and no one contacting into A. But question is, what is the read going to be from Mongols, as they have got full brackets control right as the Archer smoke will start to dissipate as well.
Mollies and exchange spam, but NCL doesn't take a single bullet, so he's out of there. He's nice and easy, not keeping himself too hot. Hot-handed. Oh, Miami flash in. Doesn't quite make it around the corner, so Miami was actually prepared for that swing. I think the call was even made that the flash would have been imperfect.
I think that was just a boiler flash. Not to retake full bracket control.
Would have thought the man down, they would have looked for something extra, but I think, yeah, you are probably correct. Either way, 4 players now moved up over towards this B entrance, and there has been a rotate round here for NSN, but they're looking to break that down. Aristo's moving back over towards A, and Mongols are regrouping for a full B commit.
30 seconds, Risk could really start pulling his own weight over here. Finds the first one, but he's moved away, and now Smoke's blocking him off on every corner. Flash is ready for him to peek out if he wants to do just that, but he's not risking it. Not this time. It's Aristo who again is saving the day on the B-bomb side. Finds a kill through the smoke with an AK, no less. And Risk is going to get a quick jumper.
Real problems. Sogu had to hit a shot. Magnum has to keep challenging to try and find something back, but too many players right and ready to go for that retake. Risk, as he started that one off, he got all the shots he needed to. Sure, it's only 2 kills, but it's enough space and time bought. Even with the echolocation to find that second, you can see the Mongols didn't have too many safe post plants after the fact. NSN dodge a bullet. So dangerous, man. They only had Risk on that B-bomb site, and he's still able to pull off some heroics.
Is Arista looking to get aggressive over here? He's got a boost up for Risk, but Sawdust is expecting it. These banana duels are not working out for NSN, at least not on the CT side. Even so, at least they retain top banana control. That's one small silver lining. And with the flashbang lined up from Wenzi, they're getting ready to contest it should the T's come forward as well. Arista's got to be careful, though, because the boost is coming in from the terrace side as well. And he's not got his crosshair in the right place, but he gets the kill nonetheless. Flashbang out to try and secure his retreat, but they've dodged it. And Magnum's, rather NCL, will catch him out completely. Wenzi pushing forward in the meanwhile brings it back in a one-on-one that he will reclaim. Moves in to retain control over top banana. So the call's been made that the A-bomb side is likely going to be the target. And there is plenty of utility available between Ruben and Miami.
Yeah, really curious they didn't try and track down that kill as well. They would have had info that Wenzi is at least damaged on that trade. But the fact that they didn't commit does mean that they've had to regroup somehow on the Mongol side. So, yeah, reset 2 players over at A, but the wrap over towards Moto could be everything. They're not really looking for this smoke. Miami's in a great position to deal with both short and long, but a flash might be enough to turn Miami the wrong direction. It's all about timing for Sogu.
And he might be able to get it. Miami ducks down, and sure, he'll get the kill, but he has to reveal his position to do that. Wenzi's going to be late to the party. Miami, can he stay alive for a little while longer? No, he can't, because Yami's there, and Wenzi's missed the chance to stop the bomb from crossing. That could have been the real win condition, and Wallbangs won't cut it. Yami will cut his head off instead with a quick bullet. That's really... I've got really mixed feelings about Miami smoking off pit continually, because the problem is when you do it from mini pit, if there's a player in apartments, you actually hear that.
They hear the pin, yeah. It's not as simple as just, oh, there's a smoke there, they're going to react off of that. Every pin that's pulled on every grenade makes a noise. So I'm with you. I think it is a little bit curious that he's done it for the same spot every single round. Challenging.
Nice
so much. He finishes off start. He re-challenged that.
That Molotov didn't quite spread into the corner.
Yeah. Took a while, and by the time it did, it was too late. Ruben already finished his business.
And look at the stack over towards the A-bomb side.
Yeah, I don't think they're going B. Where Mongols are. I feel like Yami's about to hit a very quick entry, but just won't be prepared for Risk as the extra.
Well, he's not actually going to keep on probing forward. They don't want to reveal the fact that he's... Oh, well, there, I lied.
Nah, they're coming. Just slow rolling.
Indeed. Flashbang in. He ends up blinding himself accidentally. Risk inside the smoke is going to be able to push through it. And as soon as Yami goes down, Risk has lost any real threat to his own life. So NSN is able to find the 8.
They were so ready for all of that. I was really considering that Mongols might just sort of like contact out on this lurking presence and try and get a little bit more space that way. But with the amount of time that they took, the NSN players were ready to react immediately off of what the utility was thrown from the Mongols. So smoke down, you know, play inside of it, play around it. NSN, no problems. They had the personnel to do it.
Oh.
Wait, has Ruben just lost an M4 to Glock fight at range? Is that what I've just seen? I think he has. Oh my God.
Guys, please don't do this to us. Wenzy, at least he's coming through with a bit of safety nets. I have to say, he's not feeling too happy about his own head being lit up just a little bit. Arista's also in a really dangerous position. If he just gets pre-fired overhead, that's going to be deadly. He does have head armor, so at least he should be able to fight back if Yami doesn't just push him down. And Yami, well, doesn't even check it. So there goes that M4, and no further damage coming in. So wipe some of that sweat off your brow, Michael, because... Yeah, I can see why you had it there.
Yeah, it's just so... losing distance versus a Glock is... It's a little embarrassing, but then for your follow-up teammates, you're just like, you know what, let me see what you're up to over here, and dead.
Hold you down over there because NCL, he's looking with the pre-fire, knows where Miami is. He's going to be swinging out wide, 30 seconds. Miami just trying to dodge around, make this a 2-on-1. Will be able to save that gun. For a second, I thought he's just going to be quickly fired down and with the bomb down. And AK in a 1-on-2 can do a lot of great things.
Oh, no, yeah, for sure. I think it just the problem was, you know, off angles. I was sort of looking at him and like, oh yeah, NCL is actually clearing all these angles. And you're right, he was like just fishing for the right angle and right duel so that he can just find that ISO pick and get that bomb planted. But so much to clear. Not a whole lot of time to really do it. They could have even been doubled up, which they weren't, but something he has to consider himself. Ooh. Beat Molly, and Risk has found a pick down mid. He's winning a lot of those fights against Magnums in terms of the op head-to-heads.
Yeah.
I think NSN have definitely had the edge, but still...
At least in this half.
I think even on T side, I think Magnums...
He had a couple of big misses. But, hey, he's definitely up the tally. That's for sure. They've got a lot of map control in Mongols, despite being down in the 4 and 5 right now. The problem is they've sacrificed all their utility for it.
Yeah, one flash to make something work. So, I think they've made the call, and Sale's like, get over here. We only have this one piece of... We need everybody to make use of this one flash. But I think he might have yelled a little too loud. NSN have also lent themselves over towards B, but it's all a ruse. You're just like, we're over here.
The thing is that one flash... one flash might be all they need because right now the crucial kill is going to be that of Miami. Smoke down, 30 seconds. That smoke gives a lot of room. That is a lot of room.
Yeah,
Risk doesn't actually end up being covered by it at all. And there could be some timings to be found. And sure, rotation's coming back from Ruben, but with 20 seconds left, if they check this angle, this could just work out for them. But Miami ends up flashing them, gets a quick kill of his own. Sogu's going to get quick entries in as well. And Risk.
Wow.
Those are the misses I'm talking about, Michael. Some crucial moments Risk has not been able to deliver, and suddenly you're back in it if you're the Mongols.
Oh, and it's two heavy hitters as well. You want Sogu and Stardust in positions like this. See the way they're going to be able to bounce off each other inside the site. They can hold over at long and short simultaneously and try and help each other out in doing so. As soon as they find one, that should be the round done. NSN might not be able to progress into the site. Too many angles to deal with, too many crossfires, and just the fact that they can just toying with them, firing off without even seeing a soul. Sogu distracts, and Stardust finds the kills he needs to.
That is just a number of overcommitments and small mistakes coming together. I mean, the smoke's obviously the first straw on the camel's back, but, you know, it's not quite broken yet. Then comes in the fact that the library player gets a kill and then maintains his position because he's worried about being rushed down, etc., despite there being some cover on the bomb side available to help him out. He ends up falling. Okay, sure, but then risks missed shot. Yeah.
Too many straws, not enough camels.
They're saying the desert. It's Italy. And Ruben, well, he's picking up the calories.
That is their lowest investment weapon being thrown to the wind, so it's not the biggest of deals. NCL did just want to probe and get some information, and he found it, just not in the way that he'd hoped.
Information. Life has an end. And I've just met it.
How many Bothan spies died to deliver this information?
Wenzy on the 5-7 is in an interesting position behind this smoke, though, because I don't know if they want to be clearing out the Molotov with the position with the Molotov, but actually he just reveals himself, so never mind. Really not cooperating with the narrative I'm trying to build up over here, eh, Wenzy?
Just a few technical hiccups. Make sure the players can understand that we're weaving just random thoughts and they're just actually trying to win the game.
Get back to the script. Of course, it does give information about the Bracken's control, and now they rotate back over. Flashbang is in. Arista's going to have to come through with a quick peek and a 2K, but he doesn't get even one. Sogu with a double entry. Demolishes that B bomb site. Magnums has been spotted and Risk will be able to eliminate him, but this might be time to start looking back to saving. They have cleared out the coffins. Now, the good thing for Never Say Never is that they do not have to deal with any utility on the terrorist side, and they are quite low. Problem is, these are great post-plant positions, and you don't have util either, nor a kit. And with Miami going down, Risk is going to be spotted. Sogu comes through and gets himself a quad kill.
He has had some real heavy hitting impact in the second half. Whether it's been getting the sort of trade and progress kills over on that A-bomb site, or finding this double entry over at B, then now tying the bow on top with an extra double. It's great to see Sogu really hit his stride. But you could see the position that Mongols were in, the low HP. That was a fearful and almost a Magnum-sized mistake with how they pushed through that smoke. But considering NSN now on just upgraded, SMGs and pistols into this last round to deter Mongols from winning the NSN map pick in the series, it's fair to say that they've tried their best and they probably won't succeed. The Stardust doesn't actually clear all the way through the apartment. There's some extra info being gained here from Miami, but he's spotted and found. Good trade, though, here on the other side of things, but losing numbers way too quick over at A does mean that Mongols have full access to the site.
Yeah, and retaking with these numbers, with these piece of utility is going to be very difficult. Good start to things at the very least. You do even up the score lines, but NCL will be allowed to retreat back. You've got a smoke, a grenade, Molotov, a couple of flashes. How are you going to be able to get through? That's the big question. At least one player is coming up from the apartments, but grenades are now tagging down Wenzy. He just can't catch a break. Smoke over. That's not going to be doing anything for the CTs either. Double up in mini pit. Stardust is hoping to be able to bait out NCL, and that should end up being a little bit successful. NCL, sure, he goes down, but Stardust, he's set up for success. A 1-on-2 that he should be able to clutch out. They get lazy checking it, and Stardust will clear them all over.